So in the last verse, you are saying that Prakriti and Purusha, they are both said to be anadi, without a beginning. As we also found that such a state of affairs is necessary, that they both should be anadi. If they were not anadi, the two of them, then Ishvara's Ishvaratva, the capacity to be the Ishvara, would not transpire, because Ishvara has to rule over and lord over. The nature of Ishvara is Ishvara, the character of being the Lord of the universe. Such a contingency would not be possible. There wasn't a creation. So creation has to be there. Srishti has to be there. Not only has the Srishti to be there, the creation to be there, but the created individual also has to be there in order to be the Ishvara, the Lord over the universe and the Lord of all beings. So they all go together. They all go together. So therefore, Brahman and Maya, or Brahman and Prakriti, as we found, were anadi. And their sambandha is also, sambandha means connection, is also anadi. Anadi sambandha. It's an eternal connection. Since the connection is eternal, the outcome of that eternal connection is also the Ishvara on one side and the Jiva on the other side. So therefore they too also have to be eternal. They have to be eternal. And then, since there is an Ishvara and a Jiva who are also eternal, the connection which exists between the Jiva and the Ishvara, Jiva-Ishvara Sambandha, the connection in the form of grace, So this connection is also eternal. So therefore we found there were 6 factors which are said to be unborn, without a beginning. Brahman, Maya, and the connection between the two, that is a 3, so it is an eternal connection. On account of this eternal connection, on one side we have Ishvara, that too is, which is something which is without a beginning, anadi. And then the Jiva on the other side is also said to be anadi. And since that is anadi means without a beginning, and thereby the connection which exists between the Jiva and the Ishvara is also anadi. So all of these 6 factors are anadi. And this was briefly mentioned with the 2 words Prakriti and Purusha. Prakriti and Purusha. Anadi ubhau api. That is why Krishna says Para and Apara Prakriti. In the 7th chapter, he used the word para Prakriti for the Brahman nature, for Brahman, and Apara Prakriti for Prakriti along with all its effects. Prakriti along with all its, the lower Prakriti, Apara Prakriti. So with these 2 Prakritis together, this is said to be the womb for creation. The womb, yoni, this is said to be the womb or the yoni, the source for the entire creation. If not for that, the creation would not transpire. So it's a nitya sambandha. It's an eternal connection between the two. So having said this, so that is why the scripture says ajam ekam. There is one which is ajam, unborn, which is one, ajam ekam. And there the reference is given to Mula Prakriti. It's said to be ajam ekam. That's the word which is used here in the scripture. So having said this, then he says, Vikaramscha gunamschaiva vidhi prakriti sambhavan, the second line of the same verse. vikaramscha. So the modifications of Prakriti Sambhavan came out of Prakriti, out of Mula Prakriti. Vikaramscha. So the Vikarams here means Sodasha Vikara, the 16 Vikaras, plus the 7 Prakriti Vikruti, that is 7 others, Mahadadi 7. So 23, the 23 aspects which are mentioned in the Sankhya system is said to be Vikarams Chaiva. They came naturally out of Prakriti. It follows out of Mula Prakriti. Vikaramscha, Gunamschaiva. So now here the Vikaraha, in that Vikara, the body is said to be Deha, Indriya, the body, the Indriyas, the Prana, Mana, Buddhi, Ahankaradaya. All of this comes under the Vikaras which have come out of Mula Prakriti, out of all of these factors. And then Shabdadini, the Panchatan Matras, etc. All of these factors, they have come out of this. And Gunaha. Now the word Gunaha is also Vikaramscha, Gunamschaiva and Gunamschaiva. So the 3 gunas, Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. So Gunamschaiva with the Prakriti Sambhavan. So in all the things in the universe, the 3 gunas are present in different proportions. They are present. If not for that, there would not be a thing in the whole universe. And then, because of these gunas such as the gunas which have got modified into Sukha, Dukkha, Moha, Ichcha, Kama, Dvesha, Lobha, Sankalpa. So that means to say, Sukha, the feeling of happiness, Dukkha, the feeling of unhappiness, Ichcha, the desire, Dvesha, the feeling of hatred, Lobha, greed, Lobha, Moha. Moha is infatuation or delusion. It has 2 meanings. Delusion or infatuation. Because people get deluded by things. Moha. Gunati. So once you go beyond this, you become a Gunatita. Gunatita. So Gunatita Lakshana. Vikar. Alak hona. Gunatita hai. So that is why the word, that's a very good point. So that is why the word Gunahas have been used there. Because all these modifications which transpire in one's own mind structure is also part of these gunas. Sattva guna the Sukha has come out of the Sattva guna. Dukkha has come out of Dukkha or pain. Unhappiness has come out of the Tamo guna aspect. Moha has come out of also the Tamo guna and Rajo guna aspect. Or infatuation. The word infatuation has come out of Rajoguna aspect. And the same word Moha as delusion has come out of the Tamoguna aspect. The same word. So thus they are all gunas, which are modifications of the various gunas which have transpired. Kama, Sankalpa, even the Sankalpa that you have. And the Sankalpa also, if it is a good Sankalpa, it has come out of the Sattva guna modification. And if it is a bad Sankalpa, then if it is a naughty Sankalpa behave. So naughty resolves also there. So naughty resolves have come out of Rajoguna. And destructive resolves are also there. That has come out of Tamoguna. So Sankalpa in 3 forms. In 3 forms. And it is said that when a person makes a good resolve, he becomes a Punyatma. When you make a good resolve and say that from today onwards, I shall see to it, or try to see to it, that I become a better being, a better person, or a Punyatma. At that very time itself, the person has become a Punyatma. So declares Krishna in the Gita. You see, it's another section, he mentions that. He has already become a Punyatma by making a good resolve, that henceforth I'll reform myself. Because that feeling has come from the depths of his heart, not imposed by others, but from the depths of his own heart that feeling has come. And therefore, he has become now a Punyatma. And the funny thing is, such a resolve will only come because of some latent punya lying dormant within this person. And that punya is now manifesting. It's now manifesting. There was some papa which was there previous to this. And that papa had to be now cleared out. And once that papa got cleared, then automatically the punya which was lying dormant there now manifest. Now manifest. So therefore, all of this is said to be the modifications, all these gunas. Prakriti Sambhavan, they have come out of Prakriti in various forms. So when you get beyond this, the Gunatita Lakshana comes in. The one who transcends the three gunas. Now, the combination of these two, Purusha and Prakriti, is said to be the cause for samsara, the cause for empirical or worldly existence, as a samsari, as a person living in the whole universe. The cause of this is because of these two factors, Purusha and Prakriti. So therefore he says in the verse number 20, Karya karana kartrutve hetuhu prakritiruchyate Purusha sukha dukkhanam bhoktrutve heturuchyate. Karya karana or karya karana kartrutve, either way it is mentioned in the text. Hetu, the Prakriti. So Prakriti is said to be the Hetu. Hetu means the cause. The cause for what? For the Karya and Karana. Kartrutve. Kartrutve means to become the cause. It becomes Prakriti became the agent for it. Became the via Prakriti, it transpired. Karya. So the Karya is the entire body. Physical body is said to be the Karya. So Deha, Indriya, Mano, Buddhi, etc. The body, the mind, senses, the intellect, all this comes under the Karya. Plus Shabda there, plus the elements, all the elements, 5 elements, subtle elements and gross elements. For all of this, the cause is said to be Prakriti. Prakriti is said to be the cause. In what sense? It is said to be the Upadana Karana. Upadana Karana means that it's the material cause. Just as much as the clay is the material cause for the pot. Without the clay, there would not be the pot. So it becomes the material cause. While the potter is the intelligent or the efficient cause. So same thing here also, as far as creation is concerned, and as far as the samsaritvam of each person is concerned, there are two causes here. One is Prakriti, which is the Upadana Karanaha, and the other is said to be Purushaha, the Purusha. So both of these put together becomes a cause, he says. So then Purushaha, so this is as far as the Prakriti is concerned, which is the Karana Hetu, Hetu or the cause for Karya and Karana. Karya. Then Purushaha Sukha Dukkhanam Bhoktrutve Hetu Ruchyate. Purushaha. In what sense? Purusha now becoming there are the word Purushaha, Chetrajna, Purushaha, Chetrajna or Jiva. All of these are Pariyaya Shabda or similar words which are used there. The Purusha is the Chetrajna. Chetrajna is also said to be the Jiva. Said to be the Jiva. Said to be the Jiva. In one sense, it is said to be the Jiva. But the real Chetrajna is different. The real Chetrajna is different. Now, how did he become the Jiva? That will be mentioned in the next verse. But here, Bhoktrutve Hetu Ruchyate. Purushaha Sukha Dukkhanam. Purushaha Sukha Dukkhanam Bhoktrutve Hetu Ruchyate. So the Purusha, the indwelling Purusha within. And he is called a Purusha because Purushayanath, he abides in this body. That is one sense he is called the Purusha. And then he is also called a Purusha because he abides and identifies with this body. He not only abides, he identifies with this body. So since he is identified with this body, also he is called Purusha And this identification with the body is what makes the Purusha a Jiva. If not for this identification, this Purusha would not be called the Jiva. This Purusha, who is the Kshetrajna, is called a Jiva because of its identification with the body. So, by itself, the Purusha is a Sakshi. Is a Sakshi. He is the real Kshetrajna by itself. But when he gets identified with the body, that same Kshetrajna is now called the Jiva, the Kshetrajna, the false Kshetrajna.
वो जो false क्षेत्रज्ञ हमने पहले
किया था
स्टार्टिंग में जब
starting, that's right. Oh Kshetrajna, that Kshetrajna. So the whole idea was to discover the real Kshetrajna through this false Kshetrajna.
He is now in the form of Bhokta.
He is now the Bhokta. So this Kshetrajna who has now become the Jiva is said to be Purusha Sukha Dukkhanam Bhoktrutve. He is the cause. Because he has become one with the body, identified with the body apparatus, body and its apparatus, he is now the Bhoktru. He is the enjoyer.
Feeler of everything.
The feeler of everything. He is the enjoyer of everything, the feeler of everything. The one who feels and enjoys and knows and experiences Sukha, pleasant and unpleasant, and Moha, all of this. So, Sukha, Dukkha, Moha. Bhoktrutve, the one who is experiencing is the Bhokta of all of this, is this Purusha. Because of its identification and the cause, Hetu, Purusha, Hetur Uchate. This is the cause of. Or, the same Purusha, when he is identified with this, he becomes the Bhokta, the enjoyer. But when he observes it, Upalabdhrutve, when he observes it in a detached manner like a Sakshi, he is the real Kshetrajna. He is the real Kshetrajna. So to bring out this distinction, he is not mentioning this. What is the cause? The cause of this whole problem is this. This is the cause of the whole problem. Then he gets on to the next verse, verse number 21, and then he pulls out the cause, the real actual cause. Purusha prakritisto hi bhukte prakritijan gunan karanam gunasango asya sadasat yoni janmasu. Purusha, this Purusha, the Kshetrajna Purusha, prakritista, abiding in the body, bhukte prakritijan guna. He bhukte, he enjoys. Enjoys what? Prakritijan guna, the various gunas of Prakriti, the modifications of Prakriti within himself as Sukha, Dukkha, Moha, Lobha, etc. in these ways, he is now experiencing or enjoying because of this, because of abiding in the body. So similarly also, when a person goes and lives in a palace, he begins to enjoy all the things which are in the palace. He begins to develop a different feeling. In each section of the palace which he goes on experiencing, a different feeling comes in. There's the same thing here also. This body is like that. So because he is abiding in this and he has got so involved with this, Prakritistha, he is not abiding there. And therefore this feeling has come to him. This feeling has come to him. He is so caught in this. He doesn't want to get out of it. So Prakritistha bhukte prakriti.
That is Tadatma.
Tadatmya sambandha. You see, this is Purusha and Prakriti. So what has happened is, in this particular instance, Purusha Prakritistha is bhukte prakritijan gunan. So what has happened here is, Purusha, the consciousness aspect of the Purusha, has become identified with the gunas of Prakriti. And as a result of this Tadatmya sambandha, or total oneness and identity, the person has developed a new character. A new character. Naya Atmi ban gaya. New character. That new character is that he is a Jiva. If you dress up a man and put him on the stage to play the part of a king, now he has acquired a new character. And he'll exactly play that part. Because he has so identified himself with that character. With that character. So, Purusha Prakriti Soi Bhungte Prakriti Jan Gunan. So he says, Karanam Guna Sango Asya. This is the cause. This Guna Sangha. This Sangha, Guna Sangha. Asya Guna, Karanam Guna Sangaha. So this Guna Sangha, this identification with the Prakriti, with the Karya or the effects of Prakriti, and with its gunas. Prakriti along with its gunas, the Purusha has got identified with this. And this is said to be the cause of he being a samsara. He being a moving about in the samsara, in the universe. As a samsari, he moves about and lives and functions in the universe. This is the cause for it. And as a result of this, Sadasat Yoni Janmasu, he acquires Sat Yoni, a good birth, and Asat Yoni, not a good birth too. Sadasat Yoni Janmasu. So Sat Yoni is a good birth is wherein he gets born as Devatas or etc. Gods and Devatas, that is a Sat Yoni. And Asat Yoni is said to be the bodies of various animals etc. And Sadasat, the combination of both is Manisha Sharira. Sat Asat, you put together Sadasat Yoni, it's a mixture of both. Some of this good ones and some of the negative put together brings about the Manisha birth, the Manisha Yoni. Sadasat Yoni Janmasu. So the combination of these two factors put together bring about the human birth. And all this is only because of this identification. Invariably, people are all the time identified with whatever they. This is a normal thing. With whatever you are, you get automatically identified with. Therefore, so this is basically the cause of the whole problem. The root cause of the whole problem is this identification, wherein the qualities of the Purusha has been superimposed upon the Prakriti, and the attributes of the Prakriti have been superimposed upon the Purusha, and as a result of this mutual superimposition upon each other, a new character called the Jiva has transpired.
And he also, I think, induces modifications as per his desire.
Yes.
In the Prakriti.
Yes.
So that
in his own, yes, in his own Prakriti also,
Mm.
because he actively is participating in its modifications. He is actively participating in its modifications. As a Jiva, he is contributing also something to it in his various modifications. Like he would be practicing, supposing Shama, Dhamma, supposing he has realized the futility of it, of being in such an unpleasant situation, and then he wants to get out of this situation, get out of this false identity, then he has to practice Shama, Dhamma, etc. So once he begins to practice Shama, Dhamma, etc., Shama means sense control, mind control, and control living, discipline living in all these forms, then what happens? He is also contributing towards the modification. In a subtle way, he is bringing about a change in the very modification. He is actively participating in the modifications in this manner. So therefore he says now in the next verse, how to get out of this, how to get out of this situation. Though in the next verse it is mentioned about the true nature of Kshetrajna is mentioned here in the next verse. But also in another sense, it also is telling you the practical way to become the Kshetrajna. The real Kshetrajna, to become in a practical way the real Kshetrajna, by describing the attributes and the nature and qualities of the Kshetrajna, the knower of the field, the true knower of the field. At the same time, he is telling you in a way which will help you to become the Kshetrajna, how to become this true knower, from being a false jiva, from a false jiva to become the true Kshetrajna. So therefore he says, Upadrashta Anumanta cha Bharta Bhokta Maheshwaraha Paramatma iti cha apyukto Dehe Asmin Purushaha Paraha. Upadrashta means he sees. Upadrashta. Upa samipe. Upa means samipe. Samipe means in close proximity he sees. In close proximity he sees. Upadrashta. He sees everything in close proximity. Upadrashta. Anuman. And whatever is done by nature, whatever is done by nature, Prakriti, he allows Prakriti to do it. Anumantacha, Anumodan Karta. Just like the parents just watch the frolics of the children until they get into trouble. Right? Otherwise they let them have their own little frolics and fun. So Anumanta, they allow it to continue. They don't disturb the arrangement. They don't disturb the arrangement. So Anumantacha. Anu, being close, he allows all the things without interfering to take place, to transpire. To transpire, all the things. Bhartacha. Bharta, he, the Chetrajna, the real Chetrajna, he sustains it. Bharta. Poshayati. Poshayati. He nourishes it. Bharta nourishes the whole. Bhokta, he enjoys it. He enjoys it. Bhokta. And who is that? Maheshwara. He is said to be Maheshwara. The person who is doing all this is said to be Maheshwara. And that same Maheshwara is now called as Paramatma iti cha api uktoho. Paramatma is said to be Paramatma. Iti cha api ukto. And who is this Paramatma? Dehe asmin purushaha paraha. Asmin dehe paraha purusha. In this body, he is that Purusha who is beyond this body. Asmin dehe. In this body, he is that Purusha who is beyond this. So now Upadrashta. Upadrashta means all the proceedings. He watches the proceedings in the outside world. Upadrashta. All that is going on around in the outside world, he watches. And in the inside world too. In the mind world. M-I-N-D, mind. In the mind world also whatever goes on, Upadrashta, he watches. Who is that who watches? He is the Sakshi. As the Sakshi, he watches everything. So as a Sakshi, he does not interfere with anything. He just watches. Just watches. Just watches. Whatever is happening, he watches. Whatever is happening outside and whatever is happening inside. That is why Upadrashta has been used.
So he is real Chaitanya.
Yeah, Upadrashta, the real Chaitanya, the Chetrajna, the real Chetrajna is the Upadrashta, and he is the Sakshi. The real Chetrajna is the Sakshi.
Of everything.
Of everything.
Including whatever Jiva is doing.
Whatever the Jiva is doing. He is watching the Jiva also. He is watching the Jiva also. He is watching the Jiva who is a false Chetrajna. That also he is watching him. So he is watching all of this. So now therefore, Upadrashta, you also should be like, in order for your own self-recovery, for the self-recovery of the Jiva. You are the Jiva, and for your own self-recovery, you also should be like the real Chetrajna. Be a Sakshi. Be a Sakshi. Just witness and observe all the phenomena going around. Just observe everything which is going on around you. Tatastha. Tatastha. Just watch. As one holy man said, just look, don't scratch. Don't scratch. If you scratch, you get involved with the world. You get involved. So don't scratch. Just look. And just look at what is also going on in your own mind world. So by this process, what happens? You will become detached.
He will attain Mukta Avastha.
Yes, in course of time. So, but before that he has to become detached. He has to become detached from all what he is observing. So, the Tadatmya Sambandha, he is now loosening, see, which is so tightly involved and tightened up. By being the Sakshi, you are now the Sakshi. You are loosening this process. This is sadhana, this is spiritual practice. To be a Sakshi, to be a witness of all operations, outside and also in your own mind. And then, not only that, not only do you observe everything as a sakshi, but you also begin to observe the sakshi too. Because you are the sakshi. You are the sakshi. So now you as a jiva, now you begin to observe the sakshi. On one side, you're observing everything in a detached manner. All the operations which are going on within your mind and outside. Then having done that, you're becoming a little more successful in this, competent, and loosening the involvement. Sambandha, you are loosening this this identification. Then you will develop the capacity also to become the witness of the sakshi. You will be able to witness and observe the sakshi too. Because you have to be the sakshi. So now you got to know, in order to become the sakshi, you must now begin to observe the sakshi. If you begin to observe the sakshi, then both of these will get
merge into one.
These two will your observation of the outside phenomena and of the mental phenomena will disappear. Automatically this will disappear. Because you are observing the Sakshi Chaitanya there now. And observing the Sakshi Chaitanya, which is there within you, is said to be jnana. This is the Parama jnana, the supreme knowledge. This is the whole secret. The Sakshi Chaitanya is there, always there. But if you don't observe it, then you miss it. So when you observe it, you have become aware of the Sakshi Chaitanya. You have become aware of the Sakshi Chaitanya. And this Sakshi Chaitanya is what is referred to as Brahman also. So you are actually observing Brahman.
This is what Swamiji you said the other day.
That's
witnessing the witness consciousness.
Exactly, witnessing the witness consciousness. This is the Guda Rahasya mentioned in this particular witnessing the witness consciousness. This is what Krishna is trying to lead you into. Then Upadrashta, so Anumanta. Anumanta is just don't scratch the world. Don't reform the world. The world is like a dog's tail. You can never straighten a dog's tail. So the world is also going in its own rhythm. Just allow it to go. Don't get upset. Don't get upset. Don't lose your cool and balance with the world. So Anumanta, Anumodati. So you allow it to go in its own mad ways. It's a mad world. Allow it to go in its own mad way. Don't be part of the mad crowd. That's what it means. Anumantacha. Bharta. So here the word Bharta means the one by its own existence. The Purusha by its own existence is now Bharta, is sustaining Poshayati and is also maintaining the whole panorama. So Bharta. By your mere presence, it is being maintained. By the mere presence of the Chaitanya presence, the Chaitanya Atma, the presence of the Chaitanya Atma, the entire panorama of the universe is being maintained. The show is going on. If not for the light on the screen, you cannot see the movie show. So long as the light flashes, you can see it. So Bharta, Bhokta. So Bhokta. So here Bhokta means whatever is being experienced. Whatever is being experienced by the senses, etc. Just allow it to take place. Just allow it to naturally take place. Because so all these things are taking place in the body structure. In the body structure, all of these. So when you are naturally identified and involved with this body structure, the eyes, when they see, you are the seer of the flower, seer of the sky. When you hear sound, you are the bhokta or the hearer of the sound. So in all of these experiences, via your 10 senses or 11 senses, see to it that you experience them as the bhokta without any modification. Nirvikara. Do not allow a vikara to take place in your mind.
Otherwise you are back to square one.
Otherwise you're back to square one. Without having a modification in your mind. Nirvikara roop mein upalabdha. You are just observing and experiencing Upalabdha, viewing, observing or experiencing without any modification. Nirvikara root mein. Koi vikara hai na iske andar. So that is what is indicated by the word Bhokta. And that person is said to be, who is doing all this, is said to be Maheshwaraha. Maheshwaraha means, it's a very wonderful word, Maheshwara. Mahan Ishwaraha. Mahan Ishwaraha. And he is Mahan Ishwaraha because Maheshwaraha, he is the Atman he is the Atma of all the beings. Sarvasya Atma. So he is the Atma of everyone. So therefore Mahan, Maheshwara. And he is called Maheshwara also because he is independent. Mahan Ishwara. Otherwise he would not be. He is independent, totally independent. He is non-dependent upon anybody or upon anything. So he is Maheshwara. He is totally independent, Maheshwara.
Because he has got now merged with the bigger thing. So
No, this is the nature of Maheshwara. So you also should be like that. Mahan Ishvara. Independent. And you must be the Atma of all beings. So you also should be like Maheshwara. Not as a small, mean person, but Maheshwara. So that is why I said, that's why the people say, hey, Mahan Atmi hai. Mahan hai. You're Mahan hai. Oh yeah, that is that. Because he's like an Ishvara. Mahan.
Ishwara mein bhi Mahan.
Mahan hai. So, Paramatma iti cha apyukte. And he is said to be Paramatma. So the word Paramatma, with reference to the individual Jivatma, he is called as Paramatma. Paramatma. Not the Jivatma, Paramatma. The Supreme Atma. With reference. So Paramatma chidya abhukte. And who is this Paramatma, the Supreme Atman? Who is supreme in all sense? Asmin dehe purusha paraha. In this body, in asmin dehe, he is that purusha who is beyond this body. So that is why he is Paramatma and Maheshwara.
Purusha para Swami here is for Shuddha Chaitanya.
Yes, for Shuddha Chaitanya. Asmin dehe purusha paraha. So here it refers to the real Kshetrajna. The real Kshetrajna is referred to by the word Purusha here. Purusha Paraha. Who is a Paramatma, who is a supreme being, which is there within each person.